Color grading is the thing that a lot of photographers struggle with, and I've also been there, and that's actually the thing that made me quit photography for quite a while. So I loved taking photos. I especially loved landscape photography back in the days, but my editing was always kind of shitty because of color grading. So there was either too saturated or the colors were super boring, and I had no idea why my favorite photographers were getting beautiful photos with beautiful colors while my photos were super boring. And honestly, I kind of thought that I just didn't have the eyes for good color grading, and that was kind of a curse, and I couldn't do anything for that. Until I actually realized that there is this one thing that I didn't know about colors that has changed my life completely regarding color grading. And that one thing I discovered during a design class that I was taking online, and I got introduced to color harmonies and color theory, which is something I've never considered as a photographer. Like in photography, that's not something I've ever thought about before. And yeah, color harmonies and color theory is rarely taught to photographers, and this is why I think that's the thing we struggle with the most, because we are taught how the software works, we are taught composition, how to use the camera, but when it comes to color grading, it's not very often that we actually take a course about color theory for photographers. And we should. And by the way, that's why I've created a color grading course where it blends color theory and practice to teach color grading to photographers. But I won't talk more about this. If you are interested, just check the link in the description. So with this video, I want to introduce you to color harmonies so you understand why it's important to know that, and how you can use that, and how you can use color harmonies to create better color grading and to be better at color grading for your photos. So the one tool I recommend you to check out is Adobe Color. So Adobe Color, it's a website accessible to anyone. Even if you don't have an Adobe subscription, you can still access this website, okay? So just look at the website here, or just click Adobe Color inside of Google, and you're gonna have this website. Then I want you to go to extract theme and to upload a photo, or just check my screen, and I'm going to show you how that works. So here I've uploaded one of my photos, and here you have different dots where you can sample a color. So here I've sampled the color of the sky, color of the wall, here there was a wall, some of the lantern, here the street. So usually students always ask me what color should I sample, and the answer is sample the colors that are the most prominent in your photo, like the ones that you can see the most, or sample the color where you really have no idea what that color is. So sometimes an area is so bright or so dark that you're not too sure if it's tinted with something. So adding the sample in those areas is actually interesting, because it's going to give you information about what is the real color of this area. Okay, so yeah, once you added your sample points where you wanted, you're gonna go to color wheel, and here I'm going to show you how that works, and then I'm going to explain you what really are color harmonies. So here you can see I have on my wheel different dots, and those dots are the ones I have placed in the extract theme part. Now here it's not very easy to say, oh, is there a color harmony, because they are all placed in different areas of the color wheel, and the color wheel is kind of dark. So to fix that, what we're gonna do is to go to color mode and go to HSB. Then I'm gonna click on this little icon here, change color, and take saturation and brightness to 100%. And that way we can really focus on the main of our color, because the color is not only a hue. This is a hue, H, a saturation, S, and a brightness. Here we want to focus on the hue only. And here we can see that our image is mainly orange and red and blue colors. And that makes a split complementary color scheme. It's not a perfect one, but it's pretty much a split complementary color scheme. So here, this photo is already edited, so I knew that it was going to work, but usually you need to extract the colors before editing it, and it will give you a direction to color grade your image. So now, what is a split complementary? You might not know, and I want to explain that. So if you have no idea what means complementary, split complementary, triadic, square, color harmonies, what you can do is to go here, color harmony, and click on the different color harmony here. So here, this is a split complementary, and what we had just before was something like this. One menu, and then the opposite color is split with two colors that are adjacent to the complementary color. So look, what's a complementary color scheme? It's one hue with the opposite color. So yeah, here for example, blue, the opposite color of blue is orange. Usually we say that the opposite color of blue is yellow, and that's something very interesting to know, especially when you work inside of a software like Photoshop. You can see that the color slider, usually this is blue and yellow, and the reason is that those colors are two opposite colors. So here we have a complementary color harmony. So if you want to create a photo with a complementary color harmony, you're gonna choose one main color in your photo, for example, will be blue, and another color will be yellow. And that way, if you work with those two colors on your photo, you are following the rule of the complementary color harmony. And that means your color grading, if you respect this rule, is going to work in your photo no matter what, because those color harmony are usually always working. Those are pleasing to the eye, and of course, depending on which one you use, it's going to tell a different story. And if you are interested about storytelling with color grading, I actually have another video about that I will add in the screen right now, so you can save it for later. So here, that's the complementary color scheme. Then you have the split complementary, which I just talked about before, and you also have the triad color harmony. So you can see how it works on the color wheel, the analogous, so just different colors adjacent to each other's. Monochromatic, so usually monochromatic is just one hue with different saturation and brightness, but this is the same hue. And then I didn't show you square. So square is actually 2 times complementary color scheme. So you can see, for example, blue and yellow and green and red. This is a square complementary. This is a square color harmony. So once you know that, once you know color harmonies, let's call them like small rules. You can follow those small rules to then in the software edit your photos based on those rules. And if you are someone like I was who never really knew what to do with your colors, instead of trying to guess, just follow those rules, and you're gonna see that your photos are going to work a lot better because you are kind of following a map. And we know that color harmonies are working for the human eyes. Now, once again, the different color harmony, they also tell different stories. They can create tension, or they can create visual balance. But for that, that's another topic, and I've created another video about that. So I'll just recommend you to watch this video if you want to learn color grading for storytelling. So I hope that this introduction to color harmonies was interesting to you. If you want to go in depth with color theory, but also color grading in practice, like how to use that inside of the software to actually edit your photo in color grade in practice, then I highly recommend you to check out my color grading course for photographers. I'll add the link in the description. I've made the price highly accessible to everyone because this is a topic I really struggled with, and I couldn't find any color grading course for photographers back in the days. So that was very important for me to create that and to make it very accessible. So check it out if you are curious about it, and I'll see you in the next video.